and say Floyd, they travel Aussie land, trying to find the monsters, do the best that they can. But they are not so brave and they are not so smart, 'cause they will try to catch them even in the dark. Walter and say Floyd, Walter and say Floyd, Walter and say Floyd, 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 Floyd. It was a warm summer's day here in Dreslerberg, so I decided to take a little stroll through my garden. While staring at my favorite little daisy flower, I started to smell fresh baked biscuits coming from the kitchen window of my home. And so I looked up from staring at my favorite little daisy flower to see no other than my wife holding a plate of her famous buttered biscuits.
Can you please stop talking and tell us what happened to Walter and Floyd?
All right. Well, see, on this very same day, our two detectives were sitting in the office when they received a phone call.
Hello, Charles, you old rascal, how are you? What's that? You've been getting reports of a horrible noise coming from the Forgotten Forest. But Charles, we don't want to go to the Forgotten Forest today. It's so nice out, and the forest is so gloomy. You'll fire us. Right then, Walter, grab your things, we're going.
Leave it up to Charles to call and ruin our good day.
I know, Walter, and the worst part is Charles doesn't even know what's making the noise, so that's just great.
Yeah, Floyd, that is just great. And even worse, you know as well as I do, it's gonna be something big, vicious, and scary. So Walter and Floyd, filled with frustration, loaded up the car and headed to the Forgotten Forest.
Walter, I'm gonna run a great idea past you.
Okay, Floyd, tell me, what is your great idea?
Walter, we're gonna run through that forest faster than we ever have before. We're gonna take care of that noise, and I don't care where that noise is coming from. If it's coming from a one-eyed, hairy monster that can't see and is knocking over everything in the woods, we're gonna take care of it. I don't care. We won't be scared. Then we're gonna get out of there. We're gonna go right back to doing nothing, which is exactly what we were doing before.
Floyd, that's the best idea you've ever had. Floyd, you're a genius. Floyd, you're a genius. I've never met no one smart as Floyd.
Floyd, that's the scariest thing I ever seen. I'll never sleep again, Floyd. What is that?
Floyd, look, he's running into trees.
Oh my, he just knocked that tree over. He's the biggest thing I've ever seen. Come on, Walter, let's skedaddle.
Walter and Floyd were petrified from the monster they had just saw, for it was the biggest one they'd ever seen before. It was just as tall as the trees it was bumping into. So cowering with fear, they both ran away. But they tripped over the log and the great big monster heard them and said,
Who's there? I don't want to step on you.
Then the monster bumped into another tree and started to cry.
Walter, if we be very quiet, I think we can crawl away.
I can hear you, but I can't see you.
What does he mean he can't see us?
What do you mean you can't see us?
Well, you see, I've lived here in the Forgotten Forest my whole life, and I just love it here. I like to be alone, and I love all the fruit here in the Forgotten Forest. I just eat all day. Until just a few weeks ago, I found myself running into trees. Then I would think I was spinning over to pick up some berries, and I'd grab a handful of thorns from a thorn bush. I'm so hungry. Could you imagine what it's like to be big and clumsy? Could you imagine what it's like not being able to see? Help me! Help me, help me, help me! Could you imagine what it's like to prick your finger on a thorn? Could Could you imagine what it's like tripping over trees? Help me! Help me, help me, help me! Help me! Help me, help me, help me!
Floyd, maybe we can help him.
Walter, we have to try and see.
Could you guys stop talking? Help me! Help me, help me, help me! Help me! Help me, help me, help me! Could you imagine what it's like to be big and clumsy? Could you imagine what it's like?
Well, don't cry, buddy. We'll think of something to help you.
Walter, what are you thinking?
Yeah, Floyd, I don't really have an idea. I just said that in hopes that he would stop crying. Then Walter and Floyd sat there for a minute and thought. Then Floyd shouted.
I got it!
Then Floyd took off his glasses and broke them in half. And walked over and said, "Try this," and gave a piece of his broken glasses to Bartholomew.
It works! It works! I can see!
Then he hopped up and ran away shouting.
I'm coming for all you fruits and veggies. Oh, I'm so hungry.
So with Walter and Floyd's act of great kindness, Bartholomew was able to see again, and Walter and Floyd were able to go back and do absolutely nothing.